Okay. Hey, it's Clinton Douglas, and I am with Jameson, our special guest Dakota,
Hey
and
guys.
we have Joel, and then we also have my man Jason, and we're here on the live post show for the AWOL episode 1, season 1 of the fabulous project AWOL. Man, Dakota, man, thank you so much for joining us today, man.
Thank you, Clinton, for hosting this, man. I think it's a great idea in showing this new perspective to everybody.
Yeah, like I just mentioned in the pre-chat here, man, and I'm sure my panelists agree that this is the first time in history where entrepreneurs can market and have 100% commissions coming from a TV show that they can promote and have their rights to it as far as the say as far as how they want to broadcast it online, if they would want to do it offline, however they want to do it, they can bring in their audience and watch the show, and they get to make money from it. I think that's awesome, man. It's first time in
Yeah,
history,
the
man.
fact that it's the first time in history that someone can be entertained, and actually get value from something, moving forward in their life. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. And, dive into a little bit of that information on what actually happened on the show in May. It was a pretty crazy month, and there's a total of 20 episodes coming out. But just like Clinton said, the very first episode just came out on, what was that, Tuesday? So was that
Tuesday?
yesterday or
Yeah,
2 days ago?
couple of days ago. Yep.
Right? So we're going to be having one come out every single week, and it's just amazing. I don't know about you guys. I'm obviously everyone here had seen the first episode, but what was your guys' first impression off the very first episode and meeting some of the cast?
When if you guys don't mind, I want to go ahead and just give my feedback on that.
Yeah.
I was watching the first episode before I got into the hangout because I actually was doing a couple of things today and was able to go ahead and take a look at it. It's just amazing as far as what you guys have done with that particular reality show. To have someone come in here, look at that particular show, and really take a look at what's possible, right? And everybody there with different backgrounds, totally different people, different walks of life. But the unique thing is that they all have the same vision. They all have different whys they want to get to where they want to get, right? And then when you see all these people going into the house and everybody's so excited when they would like walk into their rooms and like I would see Karen and Nick and Teresa and they were like, oh my God, this is my room, this is amazing, I could really picture myself in a particular place like this. It's just awesome, guys. It's just awesome. I mean, I can't say enough as far as a whole.
Hmm.
What you guys are doing. What you guys are doing is just amazing. I connect with you guys in so many ways, in so many levels. That is just incredible. I love it, man. I love it.
That's awesome, Joel. I remember me and Clinton were talking about that exact same point at the event, and we were all just down in Denver, I think last month, and that's when me and Clinton were kind of talking about this show and how relatable it can be to everybody, right? For anyone watching this right now, if you haven't seen the TV show, you got to go check out the first episode. It's something that everyone can relate to. I was just talking to a guy yesterday who really related to Jonathan on the show, and Jonathan talked about his girlfriend and just simply the fact that some people really didn't believe in what he was doing. And I never thought of it that way, but this kid really connected with that story, right? And then there's other people that are watching Anna talking about her family, and they're really, really connecting. So when me and Clinton were in Denver, we were talking about how this could really change everyone's marketing and going into an audience that is literally the masses, right? Because first, it's an entertainment show, right? Everyone loves entertainment. Who doesn't watch TV, right? Well, I'm sure most of us don't watch TV all the time, but the actual form of entertainment is good for everybody. But the fact that you have all walks of life on this show,
Yeah.
was really, really fascinating, and really starting to make things interesting on how everyone's going to market. I think it's really going to revolutionize the way that everyone markets and speaks to an audience.
And
It's
what you
it's
were talking,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Clinton. Go ahead, buddy.
Now, I was just going to say real quick, and then I want to pass the mic to Jameson too. I want to get his feedback on this. But the whole cast, you just had brought up, you talked about Jonathan, the dancer
Yeah.
on there, right? And you think about the cast. I mean, it's crazy because you have a whole cast that you can bring about their different backgrounds and stuff and attract different people. to the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's a totally different way of marketing a business. I mean, way different. Why?
Yeah.
Because when you like for example, Brandy, you know, and when she talked about her current situation on the vision call the other night, and then also listening to her live on the show, and you see that, and you're like, holy cow, you can identify with so many different people, man. It's not even real. I mean, there's just so many notes. Like, it's like when I was writing, you know, thinking about how I'm gonna market this and stuff like that. It's like, oh my goodness, who am I gonna use to you know, as far as the spotlight, so I can, you know, bring in people. And I was like, man, just relax, dude. Just pick somebody, write a little, you know, quick, you know, tidbit about them, and just get the content out there. You know, ready, fire, aim, man. Already aim, fire.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Jameson.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I think it's I really think it's just unique how you guys put the whole thing together, and how, you know, it really it gives people a vision into a new world of what's possible, and how, you know, I think a lot of people don't really even understand that you can live for a third of the price in another country, and with this system, be able to use it from anywhere. You know, I've been doing it with my family. We've been traveling for like the last 18 months, and
nice.
It's just it's something I could totally relate to. You know, out of all the different teams inside Empower, you know, this is the one I really relate to, because it's all about freedom, lifestyle, travel, and, you know, designing your own way of life. So that's why, really the reason why I relate to it.
That's awesome, and that's exactly what I believe as well. And actually, Joel brought it up. It's, you know, the conversation's totally different here than you notice than it would be somewhere else. You know, all these people are so different, especially everyone that was on the show. But yet, just like Joel said, they all have the same sort of end goal, you know, which is their other way of life. You know, everybody has what their other way of life is. You know, for Jonathan, it was just, you know, dancing and not have to worry about the money that comes from the contracts he does, but just to dance for fun. And I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos he edits. He just has fun editing videos, right? And then there's Brandy, who just is all about her family and her son, and going to this university or college in Austin that he really wants to go to. So both these people have very different end goals, but yet, you know, isn't it similar that they want to achieve this other way of life?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exactly it. Where did you guys travel over the last 18 months, Jameson?
We actually we've been traveling. We bought a big 40-foot motorhome. We've been traveling just all over. Spent 2 summers down in Florida, or winters down in Florida, and went up the East Coast, and now we're back in Colorado right now. So,
dude, you guys are smart, man.
That's awesome.
You guys are like the early.
Yeah.
Like the young snowbirds.
But it's just kind of,
no doubt.
You get the idea of what's possible, and, you know, what we did was we experimented a little bit at first, and we thought, okay, well, what's our budget really going to be? And that's why I kind of liked, you know, the whole idea of you guys putting this program together, because the people don't really have. You know, we get so caught up in the mundane way of life of what everybody else does. You know, now I look around and I look at, you know, different houses and different communities and stuff, and I look at it as like being locked up in a prison, you know, because people go to work, they come home, they go to sleep, they eat, and they go back to work, and they just run that cycle every day, and they really don't have they can't make a decision that they just want to take off midweek and go do something, or take off for a month or 2 months or 3 months. And that's really what this show, you know, I believe it portrays, and it goes hand in hand with what, you know, my beliefs at least.
That's
like,
awesome.
You know, yeah, if you got, and I'll pass the mic back to Joel, because I know he had some feedback he wanted to give. You know, I was when I was in the Army a few years ago, back in 2008, I was in the Army, my last stint as a recruiter, and I remember listening to the audiobook of Timothy Ferriss, The 4-Hour Work Week. And you listen to Timothy Ferriss in the audiobook. I like the audiobook because he tells the book a totally different way, and you see this stuff, and listening to the audiobook and living or thinking about and dreaming about the 4-hour work week, and then you see the book, the audiobook in your mind as you're driving. You know, I was driving as an Army recruiter, and then now here, what almost 4 years later, now you actually get to see it of people actually doing it. You know,
That's
live
awesome.
in front of you. I mean, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Joel?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
go ahead, go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say, but no, I wanted to go ahead and touch on before I came across AWOL. Um, I don't remember. I think it was Crystal, the one that sent out an email, and then I decided to go ahead and take a look at the group. And what what attracted me so much to the group was the clarity and the transparency that everybody had. So I would see like a younger generation and then an older generation all mixed in, right? And
Mhm.
Dakota was talking about this a little while ago as far as on the show, because you have a, just like on the show, you have a mix of different generations. So as
Yeah.
far as a marketing point of view, it's just genius, because if I come in and watch the show, I just don't see a younger generation that I might not maybe connect with, right? And then I
Exactly.
see like a mid generation that I could go ahead and connect with. And like Dakota was talking about, that's when a lot of people are able to come in and connect with different people within the group. Um,
Yeah.
like I said, you guys are killing it with the show, man. It's
And
just awesome.
and not only like these different generations of people, but also the fact that everyone's working in synchronicity is what's really interesting. You know, you see all these
Yeah,
people on the show together, you know, and they're so different, and our ages were so different, and it was amazing to actually sit with everyone for a week at a time and get to know these people. But the fact that everyone was so different and the synchronicity was still there was really amazing, and it kind of gives me this foreshadow for what's going to happen for everyone that watches the show, right? Because again, me and you, Joel, might be completely different, but we both watch a show and we connect on something together.
yeah.
So that, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I feel like that, me being able to speak to a larger group of people and connect with them through the show, right? Because, again, I believe in people doing what it is that they love, no matter what it is, and you might believe the same thing, and in that way we connect together. So, how do you guys feel about actually how this will change the marketing? How do you guys feel about this actually affecting your guys's, your business and lives?
It's
I
g-
mean,
it's gonna. I'm sorry, Clinton. Really quick, it's gonna be a totally game changer, and I'll tell you why. Because even though someone that might come in that probably doesn't connect with like with a certain person, the beautiful thing as far as the different generations coming together, they all share the same state of mind, right? Everybody thinks alike, and that's the beautiful thing. And then just because someone doesn't connect, let's say, to an older generation, they could go ahead and connect to a younger generation, and they might be someone of an older generation. So you could connect with anybody in the group, right? So that's pretty much my intake on that. One more thing, Clinton, before I go ahead and pass it on to you. um, Another thing that I love about AWOL, that everybody works together, right? There's so many interactions on the group, on the Facebook group, that is just insane. You go in there and you post a question, you need help, whatever it is, there's always someone there, either backing you up, or somebody's going to go ahead and send you a private message or help you out. There's someone always there, and that is just
Hmm.
incredible as far as the teamwork that everybody has under that same roof. It's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
cool. Hey, yeah, Joel, you're fine, dude. You're fine, man. That's one reason when I have put this post in the AWOL group, man. Hey, who wants to be panelists on the post show? Was that I wanted a different flavor. It's all right, to have one person's view and you do a one-on-one interview, but to have a flavor, see different vantage points of how people look at the show is what makes a good post show to me. Like I was telling Dakota in the pre-chat, was that when I was watching my wife's favorite hit show, The Walking Dead, and I noticed AMC always had a post chat. And the post chat talked about characters who got knocked off or whatever, became zombified and stuff like that. And they would
Hmm.
talk about it. And I was like, man, here it is. Here's a chance now that I can capitalize on the same thing that AMC did with the Walking Dead. And this is new. This is a brand new online TV show that we have the rights to. And I wrote a note here, and I was saying, when Survivor first came out, when Mark Burnett brought Survivor Series out many years ago, I mean, it's been over 10 years, I think Survivor has been out. Nobody knew what Survivor was, and everybody's seen all the commercials and stuff, and they're like, man, what is it? What is it? And then it came on, and it was like, wow. And they're like, man, I would never eat that stuff, But now here's a chance. Here's a chance that you can actually be the Mark Burnett. You can be behind behind the scenes and capitalize on the tremendous marketing value. I mean, the tremendous value this brings to the marketplace. I mean, from like Joel said and Dakota said, and you guys said that you have so many people you can reach out to and they're going to identify. I mean, just in my mind, I think of people like who watch The Survivor or who watch The Great Escape or watch these reality TV shows. Now they see these TV shows, and then once they find out, especially you watching this, you as the viewer who watching this today, once you find out that you can do the same thing too, and not only can you have the lifestyle that these people are watching on your TV screen, but you can also make money from it, And I mean, like the big old, like, how like the big light bulb goes off,
Yeah.
It's like crazy, man. I'm excited.
Little thought bubble comes up, light bulb goes off. Yeah.
Just blue, I mean, it's just crazy, man. Go ahead.
Let's talk a little bit about that first episode, and I guess some of our thoughts and what we kind of related to in that first episode. Clinton, like out of everyone, I know you're a family man, and I know a little bit about yourself and what you're into. But off that first episode, what did you feel as a viewer? Not knowing us or knowing any of the people behind AWOL, what did you feel as a viewer that you connected with?
Brandy, when she connected on there, and also I can't remember the dark-haired lady, kind of older lady. She came on after the helicopter dude, and I should have wrote her name down. I connected with her. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I can't remember her name.
Was it Ann?
Ann, I think her name was Ann. She came right after the helicopter dude, because the helicopter dude was talking about. Go ahead.
Nick Logan, was he the helicopter?
Oh,
I wrote down all the names.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick Logan was the helicopter pilot. Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe you're speaking about Anna or Anna.
Anna.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I immediately, as being a family man, immediately identified with the family people on there. Especially, even though I'm not a single parent, my wife just came in here. She's kind of camera shy, and she just went to the grocery store, as a matter of fact. So, I mean, I'm not a single parent, but I understand as the struggles as you see as a parent. Well, Jason knows. Jason has a big family too. I mean, Jameson has a big family, and you immediately identify with these people. I mean, the young people too. I mean, you have Jonathan, then you have, I think it's Tom. Also, they're young.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you understand. Especially Jonathan. One thing that I want to say about Jonathan that I connected about his girlfriend. When anytime, a spouse, or a girlfriend, boyfriend, they join any type of business opportunity, you're always like, yeah, is that really going to work for you? And you get that kind of criticism and stuff, right? And then the way he says, go ahead.
Or even a friend, if it wasn't a spouse or a girlfriend, I can even relate to that as even if it was one of your friends saying, you're not gonna make it, or what you're doing is wasting your time.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine. And you get that feedback from that negative feedback, and it kind of question, it kind of like, man, you start questioning yourself, man, am I really going to do it? And I like what Johnson said. He said he's just going to do it, man. He wants to prove to her. He wish he could be on the show, but now she has the product of the show, so she can see what it seems like in the public eyes now. Now she's the girlfriend of a online TV movie star,
Yeah, exactly. And even more of a movie star now. The guy's been dancing for a while, and he's danced for So You Think You Could Dance Canada, I think, on 2 seasons, and his girlfriend's also a professional dancer as well. So now to see him not only do it in the dance, sort of area, but now moving on to the online space, I think, that's another thought bubble and a light bulb maybe going off in her head.
Yeah, well, it's a reality TV show too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was definitely very real. And I'll get into, I guess, a little story or two after towards the end before I leave. But Jameson, what did you connect with? I know, you're also a family man as well, and you're kind of already living another way life, traveling around, and and
Yeah.
having fun. But what sort of part of the first episode or cast did you connect with?
I think out of everybody, Anna, she was the one I connected with the most, because one of the things she said was, she was amazed by everything that was there, and just being able to look out over the ocean in her room where it was set up, and then she said something to the fact that I just wish I could give this to my family, or I want to give this to my family, and I could relate to that because I can remember going to resorts with my wife, and we'd left our kids behind, and it wasn't because we didn't want to take the kids, it was because we couldn't afford to back, just a few years ago. And so we'd be sitting there and enjoying everything that was going on, and we were like, man, we wish we could have our kids with us. And so that really hit an emotional chord for me, because I could totally understand where she was coming from, and just totally, going back into that place where I was feeling the same exact emotions, just a few years ago, and now using the tools and the leverage that we have here, being able to actually live that lifestyle. So that's kind of the one of the most important things. And then I guess Jonathan Romaine as well, where he was talking about his girlfriend. We had a lot of people when we first started, because we owned a conventional company before, a glass company for 11 years, and so I mean we had 15, 16 employees and doing a couple $1 million a year in sales, and the thing is that when I started realizing that people were making money online, and I thought, man, that looks like a heck of a lot easier to do that than what I'm doing here. And so we started exploring it more, and I started following all these different guys and started realizing that this was real. And so when we closed our company down, we had a lot of people, totally freaking out, thinking, what are you guys doing? Why did you guys just shut down? And it was because it didn't mathematically make sense to keep something open, and that was sucking the life out of us, and our income kept going down with the economy getting worse. And so, that's one of the things I could relate to, is the fact that you're going to run into people that are negative. You might not, have the success that you think you're going to have right away, and it's just a matter of persevering and staying in there and doing whatever it takes to make it happen. And ultimately, you'll have success in the long run.
Yeah, that was a really good point, actually, and this is the first time I've even thought of this perspective, because I've been online now for about a year, and actually I've almost been traveling for about a year now between Thailand. Now I'm in Colombia, Medellin. But to me, and obviously everyone here, to us, we know, making money online is more than doable. It's easy, right? And we see so many people doing it. So to us, we never question the fact that, is this real, right? And you brought up a very good point. I think that this show in general might open it up to the mind of many people that don't really think that this exists, right? Because there are so many people out there that you can't really make money online, or if you are making money online, you're probably ripping people off, which is just such a skewed reality. And to me, I couldn't even fathom thinking like that. But once you actually get to see all these cast members on the show, once you get to see all these real people, and post shows like this that Clinton's putting on here, and all of us that are on here, you really get to connect with these people and realize that, yeah, not only is it real, but people are doing it. These people are normal people. Maybe it's easier than I think, right? So that's a really good point. I haven't even thought of that in that perspective.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Jamison, you hit it. I mean, with the family, man, and the economy. I mean, and you just talk about the leverage, and as Dakota just mentioned, the power of leverage. Okay, so for example, let's say we have, there's a business owner watching this right now and just really struggling. Matter of fact, I talked to a guy just the other day. There's some new members coaching, and this guy owns a nightclub, and also he has casinos in it. And I said, man, what are you going to, in the Power Network for? What's your MO? And he said, bottom line, Clinton, it's retirement cash flow. When I retire, I just want to make sure I have a good, consistent cash flow. And you think about you think about especially people who have a full-time professional job. Like me, prior to this, many years ago, I was an Army recruiter, okay? That was my professional job.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to Army recruiter, I was just a soldier, And you look at that, okay, what can I do to build something on the side? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching this post show, you have the opportunity to capitalize on this, okay? You have just put on and if you don't know anything about marketing, it's cool because our system teaches you how to market, which is so cool. But, I mean, you can honestly pick up a business in the box, now a reality TV show in the box, and just let your imagination run wild as far as how you can market it and reach other people around your local community or across the globe. You know, it's just amazing, amazing.
It
It's
is.
crazy,
It
man,
definitely is.
because we have all the tools that everybody that's in business needs.
Yes.
Everybody needs this. If you have a retail store, if you have an online store, whatever it is that you're doing that has to do with business, these are the tools that you need if you want to go ahead and promote your business. And it's just crazy. It's not something that is only hitting a specific market. This is generic that everybody needs.
Yeah,
I
Hmm.
couldn't really
yeah,
relate
absolutely.
to. I'm sorry, Jameson. Go ahead.
I know. I was just going to make a quick point, but like you said, we have the tools that everybody needs. That that is one of the reasons why I'm even doing this in the first place. Is that when had my glass company, I was looking at a way to promote my glass company. I was doing a lot of traveling back and forth to meet with contractors so I could land projects every week, and I was driving 200-300 miles, and I thought, how could I really start promoting myself on the internet? And I started noticing all these guys were using video marketing and they were using email campaigns, and I thought, well, heck, I could take that and apply it in my business. And I think that's what a lot of people, once they realize that that's what we have here, something that they can take and utilize in any type of business that's out there,
Hmm.
it's just the possibilities are endless.
And really quick, but before you take it away, Joel, not only that, not only in business, but I see people like Jonathan
All right.
Romaine or dancers or athletes being able to use these exact same skill sets to promote themselves, right? Imagine, like, here's a quick little fact. You can get sponsored from snowboarding companies as a snowboarder if you have a proper following, meaning if you have, 500 some followers on Twitter, which we all know how easy that is, or having a big following on a Facebook fan page. So these sort of skills are not only applicable to a business, but also applicable to what it is that you love, what your passion is, whether you're a musician, a dancer, a snowboarder, a dirt biker, doesn't matter. You can apply these things to that, right? And actually go and do what it is that you love.
Man, good point there. I mean, good point. Go ahead. I
Absolutely.
think it's Jameson was talking still. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just
Oh,
wanted to make that
okay.
quick point. It just brought up some.
The
Joel,
I'll go ahead and jump on here. The being able to do whatever it is that you like to do, whatever hobbies you like, whatever sports you like to play, whatever it is that you like doing, this is going to be able to give you the leverage for you to go ahead and do so. Is the only profession that I know, and I've been in sales for a very, very long time now. I've been in sales for over more than 15 years, I would say. This is the only profession that I know that gives you the leverage to do the things that you really like to do and really
Hmm.
enjoy and live that way of life that we all want, right?
Exactly.
When I was looking into just to give you a perfect example, when I was looking at the video series, of course, when I came into AWOL, the guys that I connected with at first was Glenn, Cameron, and New Dakota.
Hmm.
But then I started getting more involved in the AWOL, and then I started watching the series. Um, and Brandy's got an awesome story, and for
Yeah.
the reason being is because even though I've been able to go ahead and make six figures in other businesses, personal businesses, um, I could really relate to her because I know what it's like to have zero pennies in a bank. I know what it's like to ask for money to go ahead and pay my car note from a family member. I know what it's like to be served with
Hmm.
court papers because my house is going into foreclosure. I know what it's like. I know what it's like not knowing exactly what's going to happen, waking up and say, my God, man, these guys are going to freaking knock on my door again and they're going to serve me with another freaking court order and it's crazy. But that happened to me back in 2008 when the real estate market tanked. So I could really relate to what she's saying as far as when I think her kid is 14 years old, not
Hmm.
her not
Hmm.
being able to pretty much provide for him because she can't afford it. No, sweetheart, I can't afford that now. Sweetheart, I can't afford this.
Hmm.
And just because she got connected with the right people and the right community, which is AWOL, she was able to pretty much get out of her shell, right, and just rip that skin, just take off that layer of skin that she had, that pretty much kept her stuck with that, with that mentality that she's not going to be able to do it, or she's not going to be able to make, or people are making money, that's probably not for me, or it's not happening, it's not real. So she got the right people to really pretty much empowered her and gave her the tools to really, take it forward, and look at where she's at right now. It's just by making a certain decision. What I love about decisions, that decisions happen now. Decisions happen right now. That's what I love about decisions. It's just crazy. Sometimes,
Yeah, it happens in a second.
right? It happens right now. Haven't you ever, like, I'm pretty sure that you guys could relate. When you're thinking about doing something, right? You're thinking about doing something, you have all this negative conversations, it's not going to happen, it's going to take too long. Why? Because you're not living in the now. And when you're not living in the now, that's when you get stuck. So, for example, you plan to, let's say, take on a project, and then, you think it's not going to happen, it's going to take too long, but then you start taking action, and things start falling into place, and you start saying to yourself, damn, man, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Right?
Yeah.
So then,
exactly.
That's why. You only know exactly how things are going to fall into place if you take action. If you don't take action, you start getting all these negative emotions to your head, and you never know. And that's how you start blaming either the company, you start blaming the group, you start blaming your sponsor, you start blaming your circumstances, you start blaming the government, you start blaming everybody on why it's not working out for you, on why it's not going to work out. Back to you guys, because I could go ahead and just talk all day.
No, it's good. And you were talking. Let's talk about marketing for a second. In the show, okay? So, because I want to let viewers know how to leverage this stuff. When I see an opportunity, like I said, you have the same opportunities I have, okay? I mean, I'm not no genius by any means. I'm goofy, but here's one thing I wanted to leverage. Was when Glenn said in that vision call, Glenn said, guys, this is yours. Own it. Market it. An idea came. It's like, man, I know if I go out there and I blog about it, I'm not going to be consistent. But if I go out there and make a commitment to say that I'm going to do like a post show and do it every week at the same time, I know that I'm going to be producing content, and I'm going to be committed because I'm have buddies on my side, like you see the panelists here, buddies on my side that's going to make sure that my butt's in the seat to do this video every single week. And then that consistency is going to pay off in the long run, because that's over, I don't know how many shows, I don't know how many actually episodes, there's 20 episodes, so I don't even know how many weeks we're going to do this. We'll go out into the end of the last episode, but all I do know is this, and Dave Wood talks about this, we're creating this content that's tagged to a show, okay? The more that show grows, the more the fan base. And like I was telling my panelists in the discussion about this whole post show, I said, guys, go out and build a Facebook fan page, okay? Build a Facebook fan page, and then when we have the show, I want you to put your name, like I was telling Jameson and everybody, I want you to take your name, and I want you to put your Facebook fan page under there, because as each season or as each week goes by, I want you to promote those posts and build a following. Because everybody knows that when you build a fan base, a loyal fan base, and you deliver good quality content, people will join your business without you even asking them. They will just join because they want to be involved with your end. And that's the power of leverage. You leverage like my handicap was. My handicap was I knew I couldn't be consistent if I did this by myself. So I enlisted the help of people didn't know that, but I enlisted the help of others so I'd be consistent every week delivering content. Power of leverage. I just want to pass the mic back to you guys.
Heck yes. So for anyone watching this, then you're saying, Clinton, that every single week at what time? 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, they can tune in, have a different cast member on here, and hear some of the crazy stories that happen on this show?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Awesome. So Clinton's doing this after of the release of an episode, which we're releasing one episode every single week on Tuesday. And honestly, you guys are going to see some crazy stuff that happened over these 20 episodes. It's 10 minutes each episode, 20 episodes, and we did some crazy stuff. I'll just foreshadow. Like, there's some fun and exciting things that happen. So, Clinton, I really got to give it to you, man, for pulling someone out every week. I think anyone who is watching this is going to pull a lot of value out and be able to, really increase their marketing or get into the game of marketing to change their lives, right, just from watching this. So why don't we hear a little bit from Jason and your point of view on the show, on that first episode, Jason?
Jameson.
Are you there?
Basically, I just, I really think that it absolutely.
Or is Jason here as well, or?
No, I think Jason's just watching. Yeah, he's just watching. It's cool. It's cool. Some of my panelists couldn't be here, but it's all good. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jameson.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think anybody just watching this right now, if this intrigues you at all, and if this is something that you can identify with, I would definitely, if you're watching this on somebody's page, on their blog post, on their, on their channel. Get started with us and start designing your life and not settle for just being average, because when you're like average, I mean, if you're gonna settle for being average, you're basically going to get the same exact results that your neighbor's getting, that everybody else that around you is getting, that you obviously don't want to get, or else you wouldn't be watching this show. So I would find a link and get in.
Heck yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're coming from right now, because honestly, me backtracking 1 year, I didn't know what was going on. I was in the shoes of someone not knowing if this internet thing was really real, right? But exactly what Joel said, it was literally one decision, and that's it. And fast forward a year, and all of a sudden, heck, reality TV shows going on. I've been traveling the world and just doing what it is that I love. So, Jameson, you're completely correct on that. If anyone is watching this, I don't care if you are an athlete or a dancer or you're into marketing and you're just trying to better, your financial state. This is something that is so big that you've never actually seen before, right? This is just the beginning of something that will revolutionize this massive industry that we live in, and everyone trying to, increase their wealth consciousness and increase their lives in whatever way it is. So, I guess I kind of want to share my little bit of perspective from that very first episode and what it really was that hit me. We had exactly what we had, I think, 8 different people that were on the show. We had Thomas Maxwell, JR the dancer, Teresa, we had Karen Ellis, we had Brandy, Anna,
Hey, Dakota,
Tim, and Tim. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, your picture the video had went away, but you're good now. Now I was just going to tell you.
I'm good now?
Click on
Okay.
the camera. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Cool. So you see all these different people, right? And Thomas and JR, these 2 young guys, and I'm actually only 20 years old myself. Thomas, I believe he was 19 at the time of filming the show, and JR's I think he's 24, or maybe he's 26. I'm not too sure. Don't hold me to it. But you see these young guys, and you can really relate because the 3 of us are really just trying to achieve this state of having fun. And to me, I have so much fun when I see people laugh and when I bring joy to people's lives. So a big thing that I love doing is just simply being a deliverer of joy and happiness. And you look at Thomas, and once you guys watch this episode, he really stands out to me because Thomas is someone that he is so giving in every way. He absolutely loves giving. And I guess you'll get to see here 2 weeks down the road when Thomas gets to exercise that little gift of his of giving. But I really connected with him because he is, again, he's younger than myself, and to see someone that's younger than myself go out there and achieve the same things is really inspirational, right? It's really inspirational for me and anyone else who out there that is younger, or anyone who loves to give. You know what I mean? He's actually still in Thailand. He never left Thailand. He's now living in Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. And the kid's having a blast. I think he's volunteering at a school once a week. So after that show, he actually not only, and he says this line in the show, he goes, just a few weeks ago or just a few months ago, this wasn't even a vision or reality. He's like, but now it's a lifestyle forever. And now you can see him actually living this lifestyle that he talks about on the show, and he's living it right now, right? And look at Brandy, the way she spoke on the show, and she just wishes she didn't have to say these things about, being broke and not being able to afford it. She just had a $5,000 week the other week, and she brought her kid, that 14-year-old son of hers. They went to Austin, Texas, to this gaming convention that he'd been talking about for years, and she brought him to that. She's now exercising her exact intentions and desires that she spoke into reality. So for me, from being on the casting, seeing these people, and now seeing them now, it is so interesting to see these people speak their world into reality. To now be living it. I think you guys were just as touched as I was listening to Brandy on that call the other night, the vision call. It's just huge. It's so huge to see someone living that and being that person. As far as the first episode goes, it was a really good introduction to everyone and kind of who they were, and speaking a little bit about what they stood for and a little bit of their AWOL. But, me being young, I still listened to Anna's story when she spoke about her family, and I related to the fact of thinking about my mother, and thinking about my mother and how hard she worked her whole life to make sure that, I was never in a bad state or in a bad place or in a place where I wasn't happy. She worked so hard for that, and I got that feeling. We're all guys here, and sometimes I get that feeling when you watch like a sad show or something. You're like, this is the moment. If I was to cry, this would be it. And I had that. So anyone who'd watch the episode, if you didn't have that feeling, maybe you weren't paying attention, or maybe you're just lying, because I did. I wanted to cry when she said that. She goes, and someone here said that line. She goes, this is great, and I love this, and this is awesome. We were in like an 11-bedroom villa with, infinity pool and everything, and it was beautiful. But all she could think about is how she would love to bring this to her family. And me being a son, I thought about my mother, and I was just like, man, my parents really did care about me, and that's what really hit home for me. So, I really connected with each one of those stories in that very first episode, and that was just the first episode. There's so many little lessons and things that are going to come out of this. Then we're getting some feedback on someone's.
I muted Jason. I didn't know if it was him, but somebody, I don't know who it was. It could just be the line.
Okay. But anyway, for any of you guys watching this, you really are going to want to catch these next 2 weeks on the show. And if you haven't even seen the first episode, you got to go watch it, because, I literally connected in a different way with every single one of these cast members. And there is still 19 more episodes to go and 19 more reasons and different ways to connect to these people. And just before I finish off here, I got to take off.
Okay.
The one thing that I said when we were at that event in Denver was I can now finally bring something like this to my family and give them an understanding for what it is that I'm really doing. They have no idea. They have no idea what I'm doing. They don't know what it is. I just basically explained it to them I'm like, I guess you could think of it like a job on the internet. That's the only way that they can relate. But now I have this television show where I can show them people that know nothing about internet marketing, people that know nothing about affiliate marketing, or even know nothing about people just going out there and achieving their dreams, which is kind of scary when you think about it. But I can now show them this television show. And they go, oh, I get it now. It's not just this little minutia of working online, but it's a bigger picture of achieving a lifestyle, achieving an actual lifestyle. It's not just trying to make money online. It's not just, hey, I made $5,000 in a week. I did this, or I moved here. No, it's a whole lifestyle and a legacy for your family, or you're living your passion, right? So, that's on an overall show basis. To me, that is what is so huge, that we can now take this piece, share it with the world, and give them an understanding for why we're here, right? Because people don't buy what we do or how we do it. They buy why. They buy why we're doing this, right? And again, to finish off for where I started, everyone has such a different reason for why we're here and why we're trying to achieve what we're trying to achieve. And this is such a huge piece, again, because there is so many different, try and watch the show and not relate to someone. It's almost impossible, because everyone's going out there and they're achieving what it is to them that their way of life is. And I guarantee you'll find yourself in a cast member, or an episode, or a season of the show. So for me, guys, Clinton, thank you very much for having me out. Jameson, it was awesome hanging with you. And Joel, it was awesome hanging with you, bro, as well. I got to take off right now, guys.
Hey, no, that's it, man. I mean, that's all the time we have today, man. So, man, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming out.
Hey,
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much for coming out. Clinton, man, thank you so much for putting this together. Jameson, nice to meet you, brother. Definitely, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. I look forward to many, many more. And I'm just super stoked, man. Super, super happy and super just happy to be here with you all. And super happy to be a part of AWOL.
All right.
You as well, man.
Well, our viewers, this is all our time we have, so we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.